The fall in the value of Tesla's stock price is truly astounding, especially when you compare it to companies like BYD. BYD's stock has gone up by 35% over the past few months, whereas Tesla's, well, the value of the company has fallen by half since Donald Trump was elected as the US president. This is a pretty serious issue because not only are mum and dads and individual investors selling Tesla, but Tesla's board members are doing it also. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. I know a lot of you decided you hate Tesla because of Elon Musk. And unquestionably, public sentiment about Tesla is affecting the stock price. In the long term, will Tesla rebound? Will Tesla, a lot of people think that Tesla's stock price is going to go up by a factor of 10 times. 10x versus what it was at, even when it was at a high of nearly $500 US. Is that still going to happen? Well, I'll get to that in just a minute. First, though, Tesla shares have fallen drastically today by the minute. Looking at the price today, it's gone down, I believe, about 16% just today alone, which is pretty dramatic. And that means that this is Tesla's worst day since September of 2020. So it's worst day in 5 years. The company ended last week with its 7th consecutive week of losses, the longest losing streak since its NASDAQ debut in 2010. Each week since Elon Musk's significant involvement in the Trump White House, the stock has seen a pretty big decline. Tesla shares have more than halved in value since peaking at $480 US on the 17th of December, wiping out more than $800 billion from the company's market capitalization. Does that mean Tesla's good value today? Well, maybe. Monday marked the stock's 8th worst day ever, with the NASDAQ taking a hit of over 4%, its biggest drop since 2022, and Tesla led a broader slide in US stocks. Now, it is true that US stocks have gone down recently, but not by this much. You can't really say it's just because of, a sell-off in US stocks in general, because the truth is Tesla's stock has gone down significantly more than that. Uncertainty surrounding President Donald Trump's tariff proposals was one of the catalysts, maybe the key driver for Monday's stock plunge in Tesla. Given that Canada and Mexico are key markets for car suppliers, any additional tariffs and potential trade war could impact production and drive up prices. Musk's controversial political rhetoric and his lengthy stint with the Trump administration, where he heads up the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, are tarnishing Tesla's image in the minds, to be honest, Republicans. A lot of Republicans like it. They're actually now in favor of Tesla. But Democrats in general don't. I shouldn't say in general, probably Democrats just don't. Almost all of them don't. Very exclusive event here in Newcastle. Saturday the 15th of March from 3 to 5 p.m. I'll be speaking here with just a couple of other speakers. Very small event. So you can meet me in person. You can actually have a look at my EV as well, the Xpeng G6. Test that out. I'll put a link in the description below to the event. I believe that the tickets will probably sell out very, very quickly. So if you're from Sydney, from Brisbane, from Newcastle, make sure you click on that link as quickly as possible to get in. I think there's only around 30 tickets left at this point in time. I'll put that link in the description and I'll see you there. The administration's bid to drastically cut back the federal government's capabilities and get rid of waste and expenditure and personnel has made Elon Musk, the world's wealthiest individual, the target of scorn and the public figurehead of Doge. Now, obviously, I think most people think that Doge, getting rid of waste, is a good thing. But a lot of people think that they've gone too far with it. That's probably where the sentiment is at this point in time. Musk has been spreading some interesting narratives about Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on his social network X and leveling accusations against judges whose decisions he disagrees with, amongst other things. Alongside demonstrations by activists and former Elon Musk supporters at Tesla sites across America. I mean, people are literally shooting into Tesla stores. It's happened at 3 different Tesla stores, lighting Tesla vehicles on fire, throwing things at Tesla cars. There's also been instances of vandalism, arson attempts at Tesla's actual sites, facilities. It's kind of gotten out of control. It's not just happening in the United States either, by the way. It's also happening in the UK, in France, and even in Germany as well. Police told CNBC that a Tesla store and service center in Loveland, Colorado, had been subjected to numerous arson attempts and acts of vandalism, the most recent of which occurred on the 7th of March. Now, Elon Musk was interviewed recently on Joe Rogan, and he believes that there's a good chance that there is people who would like to see him dead, would like to have him assassinated. And let's be honest, considering the current political climate, it's highly likely he's accurate. Baird analyst Ben Callow said on Monday on CNBC's Squawk on the Street that recent vandalism incidents could impact Tesla demand. When people's cars are at risk of being keyed, set alight, or destroyed, then those who support Musk or are indifferent to Musk might think twice about buying a Tesla. I agree with this. I think Tesla sales in the United States are probably going to collapse enormously over the next 6 months. Now, the opposite, of course, is happening in China. A lot of people hate me reporting this. I don't know why. I'm just sharing with you the news. I think it's very, very a lack of emotional maturity if you don't want to hear what's actually going on. Yes, Tesla is certainly struggling in the UK in a very big way, and in Europe as well. Of course, in China, the exact opposite is happening. Media have been reporting that Tesla sales have fallen badly in China. That's not actually true. Tesla does have more than 200,000 pre-orders in China, so it's worth keeping that in mind. One side of the world, Tesla are being in free fall. The other side of the world, Tesla is actually doing better than it ever has before, which is remarkable considering the competition in China has never been tougher. There's never been more competition. Prices have never been more cutthroat. So interesting juxtaposition between the West and the East. Bank of America analysts revealed on Monday that a growing distaste for the brand contributed to a nearly 50% drop in Tesla's new car sales in Europe in January compared to the same month last year. Now, on the flip side, in the UK, Tesla sales have been incredibly strong. The second and third best-selling cars in the country were the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y, and electric car sales hit a staggering 33% of all sales in the month of February in the UK, which is incredible. The firm noted that some prospective buyers are waiting for the updated Model 3, but some are saying, well, we don't want a Tesla because of Elon Musk, and that's understandable. In January, Tesla's compact SUV, the Model Y, maintained its position as the world's best-selling electric car, which is remarkable considering the fact that it is, it's the old model, and almost everybody knows this. So January sales for Tesla for the Model Y is still quite strong, considering everyone's waiting for delivery of the new version. China's Geely Geome, which is their small electric hatchback, actually was second in the world. Real remarkable result here. And Geely have become an electric car powerhouse, which should really concern a lot of legacy automakers, even Tesla, because when you combine companies like Geely and you look at BYD and numerous other car conglomerates in China, they are really going global, and it started to happen this year. We're seeing these sales are going to impact legacy automakers this year. So how will that impact Tesla? Well, I previously predicted that Tesla sales would fall significantly this year worldwide. Now, based off what I'm seeing in China and some other countries, I'd say that's probably not likely. The reason for this is a brand new Model Y will definitely drive sales. We know that if China has more than 200,000 pre-orders already, you can almost guarantee Tesla will have a good year in China. But does that mean Tesla stock won't continue to fall? Well, no. Tesla stock could continue to fall. One analyst claims that it's going to fall by 95%. That is insane. That's not going to be happening. And honestly, if that's your hedge fund, he's an owner of a hedge fund in Europe. If you're in part of that hedge fund, I'd be getting out immediately because that person is diabolically crazy. But Tesla stock is definitely falling. As you can see, it's in free fall. As you can see, Elon Musk's response today, he's been interviewed today. He seemed quite emotional. I think, he might decide that actually being head of Doge is not a good idea after all. I think that's probably the best decision here. Elon Musk takes a step back, decides actually, okay, maybe me getting involved in firing thousands of people in America that are government employees wasn't the best idea. Maybe I should, take a step back and just be quiet for a little while. That's what I think would be the best move. But can Elon Musk do that? I don't know if he can. Now, looking at BYD, as I mentioned before, BYD stock price, it is going up while Tesla is going down. Investors, maybe some of that money is moving away from Tesla into other companies. Xpeng's stock price has been going up as well. I'm not sure, but Tesla's price to earnings ratio is still quite high. It's still sitting at about 108. That means, if you look at Tesla's history, recently, not that long ago, within the last 12 to 18 months, Tesla's price to earnings ratio actually went down to about 40, meaning it was better value then than it is now. But here's the thing. If Tesla does build more affordable electric cars this year, which it says it's going to, if it has a 7-seat Model Y, a longer version of the Model Y, there's very few 7-seat cars on the market, its car sales might stay about even this year. Would that be a win for Tesla? It probably would if they can break even versus last year, but that's not really where the money is. The money is here. It is in other things, such as becoming an electricity supplier in numerous countries around the world, having their own VPPs, building robots, being able to have self-driving cars. If that technology is approved this year, Tesla stock will bounce back up. There's no question that it will, because that's the tip of the iceberg. Once Tesla does get some approval in 1 or 2 states in the United States, what will likely happen is other states will follow suit. Now, will that happen immediately? Absolutely not. This is going to be a longish process. But I think that Tesla stock will rebound significantly. Right now, we're at peak emotion. This is peak emotion. And generally, most stocks are driven, surprisingly, by emotion. They are. A lot of emotion is involved in human decision making, and we often discount the value of that emotion and don't really recognize that it is priced into a stock. Really, most stocks now, particularly the ones you've heard of and you're watching, you're following, they don't follow the traditional stock market. Remember, the last 100 years, the average price to earnings ratio for a stock was sitting at probably about 12 to 15, right? Price to earnings, meaning they were valued at, okay, our growth is this, maybe 2% last year, but basically the company is selling this amount of stuff, making this much money, therefore it's worth this. That's more like fundamental analysis. And that's Berkshire Hathaway. That's what they invest in, right? Quality companies at a fair price. But things have changed drastically. Over the last 20 years, with the advent of these huge growth opportunities with artificial intelligence, things are changing. And I think there's a very high likelihood that Tesla's stock price will rebound significantly, but that won't be for a while. And I don't recommend buying Tesla stock unless you have balls of steel, because these volatile wild swings will continue. There's nothing you can do. I've been saying this now for 4 years. People have approached me. They've said, I've lost all this money on Tesla, or I've made all this money on Tesla. And my advice is this. It is not a stock you want to invest in for quick, immediate gains. In fact, you should invest in any stock for quick, immediate gains. You should invest for the long run. If you're looking at a company, it's got to be a 10-year project. This is not a thing where you get involved and you're like, holy shit, yeah, I'm going to make some money. Awesome, freaking awesome. I'll tell my buddy down the road, I just bought this stock. That's really the kind of thing where you lose money. If you're looking at a company, right, you need to say to yourself, I'm not going to be affected. I can afford to lose this money. Don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. And I'm going to be in it for the long run, because this is a company, whether that's BYD or Tesla or any other company in the world, Google, whoever it is, Alphabet, you've got to believe in yourself that this company can pull off what it says over the long term, not over 6 months, not over because someone says something yesterday and someone's feelings are hurt today. Don't get me wrong, those things will affect the stock in the short term, even the medium term. But in the long term, a company's growth prospects depend now on, can it deliver on its promises? Can Nissan deliver on its promises? Well, clearly it was full of shit. Nissan lied. It lied to its investors. It said it would make $2.5 billion. It lost $500 million. It knew it was lying. Volkswagen Group has lied to its own investors. It said it was going to sell an extra 1 million cars in China. It's even Porsche SE, who owned 30% of the Volkswagen, say they don't trust the results. They've got to get analyst numbers to actually figure out what the hell's going on. So here you see the key question is this: do you personally have a fundamental emotional belief in Tesla pulling off what it says it will? If you do, well, Tesla right now is incredibly good value. But if you don't go near it. That's my advice. Let me know how you feel in the comments. I'll see you on the next video.